You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Vegas. It's rock. It's dogs. It's Vegas Rock Dog Radio. A rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. Stand by for great guests and cool advice. All in one rocking hour. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. That's 702-483-4444. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. With me, your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. And I have the queen of beveling with me today. And we're going to explain what that is. It's got nothing to do with animals at all. So you're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio show all about pets, people, and pop culture. So that covers a lot of things. And here's how you're going to find us on the internet. Depends what your poison is. Pick your poison, whether you're a Facebooker or a tweeter or you love Ustream. You're going to be able to find us all over. And here we go. So our website is vegasrockdogradio.com. And that's where you're going to find all the links and the archive shows, photographs of guests, you name it, it's all in one spot. We're also on Ustream right now. So we're going to wave. This is my friend Cops. Yay! And we're going to explain her name because it's confused a lot of people this week because her name is Cops. And she's my guest today in the studio. I'm going to explain what she's all about. And so Ustream, you're going to go to ustream.tv. You're going to find our account, which is Vegas Rock Dog. And then you're going to choose the show Vegas Rock Dog Radio. You'll see the old show, Hot Diggity. You still can watch those shows too. But these are the new shows from last November. Facebook, Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Twitter is Vegas Rock Dog Show, no W on the end, so if you think about faux show, then it's for show. So then you can call in if you want to, but generally we don't have that many callers. It's 702-483-4444, and you can listen live right now on vegasallnetradio.com. Now, once you get to the main site, you can actually download listening apps. So if you're one of those Android people, you'll be able to find an app. There's also one on iTunes as well. It makes it a little bit more convenient because not everybody can always listen straight through the site. So that's where you're going to find the show and all the archives. Instagram, and we just posted a picture of us and we put a nice filter on to make it look like we're alive this morning. And that is Vegas Rock Dog. And if you want to pick up rock and roll clothing for you and your pets, then you're going to go to vegasrockdog.com. And this week, I think we'll talk about this pretty early in the show. We've got a giveaway and a review going on the blog, so the rockandrolldog.com, and you can enter to win a fabulous product that I'm going to talk about. But first of all, my guest today is here visiting and is one of my longest friends. In fact, I don't think we should... she's very tall.
Tallest friends.
And I don't think I should even tell you how long we've been friends. I mean, I don't even know. When did we meet? When we were 10, 11, something like that?
Yeah, maybe 8.
Really young. Yeah, really young. And we've danced...
a long time ago.
We've danced together. We've worked together. We've travelled together. We've laughed together. We have stories that you would think that we made up, but we have a very big common bond, and that is animals and dance. So I want to welcome my fabulous guest and friend to the show, Cops.
Hi.
Do you want to explain to everybody why we call you Cops?
Okay, my name is Carolan, but my surname is Copley, and so I've always been called Cops ever since I was tiny.
I think if anyone ever called you anything different, I would have no idea who they were talking about. Who we're talking about.
My mother, my sister.
And that's about it.
That's about it.
So basically, all this week when I've introduced her, I've done it through text. I'm with my friend, and it'll be me and Cops. And they're like, who, what? You've got the Cops with you? I have got the Cops with me. So we've known each other since we were really young. And we met through going to dance classes. And we had our own, what did we call our dance show?
Success.
Obviously not very good in the show naming department back then.
Oh, come on, you know.
It was a one-word thing, like share, though, wasn't
exactly.
it? Success.
Yeah, Cops. Success.
So we were what, 19?
Yeah, 19.
When we put this show together, which when I look back on it, you know, most people wouldn't put a show together and then go and travel abroad with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we just loved what we did, really ambitious. And it was always, let's have a go at it, basically. So that's how we ended up in the dance profession, traveling all over the place. So tell a few people where you've been, Cops. Well, haven't I been?
Well, yeah, I spent a lot of time in the Far East while we were not there together, but you were in Japan. I was in Japan for a long time. You went before me, told me how amazing it was.
Oh, it was.
So then I spent pretty much 5 years out there. Japan, Hong Kong, Korea, a lot of time in the Middle East.
Yes.
And a lot of Europe. And then I met my husband, who is Canadian, in Dubai.
We have a story about this. We have a story. We'll tell you about that.
Both working in a big entertainment complex in Dubai. I met him. And then I moved to Toronto and lived there for 11 years.
God,
10 years.
I didn't know it was that long. That's a long time.
10 years, and then we've been now back in England for 11 years.
So here's the funny story. I met my husband working on cruise ships, and I knew that Cops had moved to Toronto, and she'd sent me a photograph. I know he's a musician that she'd met. She sent me a photograph of her and Piero. Now, I'd never met him. So when I got the picture, opened the letter, I was in the cabin with Jim, and I said, I got a picture from my friend Cops, and this is her boyfriend, Piero. And he turned to me and he said, Piero who? And I said, I don't know his last name, but this is what he looks like. And he said, that's my friend. So right, it was just like mind-blowing. I'm like, are you sure? You should? Yes, they'd worked together on cruise ships too. So isn't that it's a very small world.
It's a very small world.
Entertainment's a very, very small world. So then obviously when we finished on the cruise ships, then we made a little trip up to Toronto to stay with Cops and Piero. And then she said to me, and I didn't know this, just say hello to this person on the phone, and it was another childhood friend of ours from England who's also down to who'd moved to Canada as well.
Yeah, she lived around the corner from me in Toronto.
Isn't that mad?
Very weird.
So, and I think the world of entertainment, although there's a lot of entertainers, there's certain pockets of the world where people congregate. Vegas is one of them, definitely. Yeah. A lot of people come off cruise ships straight into Vegas. You know, it's kind of like, when some of the older entertainers too, it's like their last stomping ground. But yeah, you get to connect with a lot of people and you start talking, oh my God, yeah, I know so-and-so, I work with blah, 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 blah. So there's our big connection. So, dance is a big part of what Cops does, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. But the first thing I want to talk about is this giveaway that we've got going on. And, I see a lot of products and people send me a lot of products and, I can't blog about everything, but I really like to blog about the things I really, really like. And this particular product really caught my eye. It's called the Tall Tales Cape Pocket Towel. And when I say pocket, it's not like it fits in your pocket, although they do have a smaller towel. It actually has pockets. So, the product was sent to me, and of course, you got to test it. So Mr. Twix, as you know, my most recent rescue, he decided he wanted to do the review because he's the one that's got lots of hair. So, upon opening the package, the packaging's great. It's really nice. It makes you feel like getting a nice quality product. The actual product itself is lovely. It's a very large towel. It's a super soft absorbent. I don't even know what the material's called. What do they call that?
Toweling?
It's nicer than fleece. No. What would it be called? This must be a name.
Velour.
It's a bit, feels a bit like velour. It's very, very soft, but it's very, very absorbent, which is, when you're bathing your dogs, it takes you 10 towels and they're still not dry, which is really irritating. But yeah, it's a really highly absorbent, really, really soft towel, and it reaches from the neck all the way down to the tail, which I think is really important because, you don't want to be messing around with multiple towels. It's got a built-in hook, which is great, so you can hang it up straight after. But here's the beauty of the product. It actually fits around the neck. So where your collar would be is where you would secure it. It's not going to slip off your dog, so it fully covers neck to the base of the tail, and then the pockets are built into the towel on the side. So you put your hands in the pockets and you can dry away. See, I'm all about convenience.
Is it one size fits all?
They've got two different towels. Yeah, and they've actually
different sizes.
Yeah, they've got a lot of other products too. Really, really nice quality. So, obviously, I love that aspect of it because the towel's not. It's funny because when you drive with a normal towel, you just tend to keep your hands on the same bit of the towel, so because you can't keep it on the dog. So I just thought it was a great product. The quality was lovely, highly absorbent, really did suck up all that water. It doesn't slip off their neck. It wraps all the way around their body, and the pockets really, really help. And at $13.99, I think it's a bit of a steal. So I really liked this product indeed. And so the review is up on therockandrolldog.com. patreon.com. And as you read through, look at the images. Mr. Twix looks especially cute on the pictures. And you get to the bottom, there's a link where you can enter. Now, we're doing the giveaway through Raffle Copter. So what you're going to do, there's going to be some mandatory items you have to do in order to qualify your entry, which, for example, one of them is you must go and like the Facebook page of Tall Tales. And we verify all of those things to make sure you have done them. So make sure you do the mandatory ones. And then there's some optional ones that get you some extra points if you want to do it, where you can tweet about it, and it's all laid out for you really easy. So hop on over there, make sure you do all your entries the right way, and then we'll be choosing a winner. And then Tall Tales will actually mail that directly from them. And I think you'll be really thrilled with the product itself. So how do you bathe Lacey, your dog?
She's very big. She's a Labrador.
So what do you do with her?
She doesn't like to be
bathed.
So I'm afraid it's a hose pipe outside, bucket of hot water, soapy water, wash, rinse her off with the hose pipe. Obviously not in the freezing cold of winter in England, because that would not be nice.
She'd have a crispy coat.
She wouldn't freeze. And then you let her run around the garden until she's gone
dry off,
crazy.
Yeah,
because she just suddenly goes like a mad half hour.
I think most dogs do that, don't they? Go a bit mad as soon as they've had a bath.
One way, yeah.
And they're trying to dry themselves on your bed or on your carpet. So in my case, they don't have any carpets, so they try what they can. It's different when you've got bigger dogs.
Yeah,
because
I can't lift her up.
Right.
There's no way I could lift her in or out of a bath. She weighs too much, and I'm not very strong.
She's weak like a kitten.
Yeah, so very weak. So it's literally, you know, have to do it outside.
Well, you think about
some people actually have. My sister has a hot tap outside, so for washing the dog with a shower attachment.
Oh, that's perfect.
So that she can just literally rinse the dog off when she comes in muddy.
That is perfect.
I don't wash her every time she's muddy, because that would be like ridiculous. I just let it dry and then brush it off.
Yeah,
it's only once in a while.
Because and obviously living in the desert is a very different story. You know, we don't have soggy dogs. We just don't. You know, it's not damp, so we don't really have to worry too much about that kind of stuff. But I wonder how older people do if they don't take their dogs to a groomer. How are they going to bathe a big dog? You know what I mean?
Well, I probably just don't.
Probably don't.
I mean, I rub her down because most days when I take her out, she's soaking wet because it likes to rain in England. And so she's quite often wet. My car always smells very nice. And while she's in the car, in the back of the car, because it's a hatchback, so it's the right height, rub her down in the car, you see, because then I don't have to bend down, because I've also got a bad back as well as not being very strong. It's not a great scenario for having a big dog.
Yeah, just buy a hamster.
Yeah, get a little pocket dog.
If you've got a bad back and you're weak like a kitten and you can't pick him up to give him a bath, you need to get a tiny dog. Well, I put all mine in the shower.
Yeah.
It's a bit more crowded now. We've got 3 of them. It's a little bit more crowded. But Mr. Twix is quite cute. He stands up on his back legs, puts his paws on the wall itself to let me clean his belly. He does that himself. So that helps tremendously. But, I try and keep the mess in the shower. But the towel that I use, I thought was very, very good. Because it's a workout. It's just a workout. I don't need more of a workout.
Oh, I know.
You know,
I'm tired just thinking about it.
Oh, I know. We'll never be groomers. We'll never be groomers. That's a hard job.
There used to be at the petrol station, gas station down our road.
Yeah.
There used to be a dog wash.
Oh, was
there as well? Yeah. So there was a car wash and then a dog wash, and you put your dog in it. So it was like in a little confined box with plastic sides, like this high, and then you could.
Perfect.
And then you pressed the button and it did the
rinse,
and then the thing, and then it blew. Yeah. Oh. So it's like a mini car wash for a dog. It didn't last long.
He nearly choked. Someone will be listening and go, "We're going to do that in Vegas."
Honestly, well, I thought it was a great idea, but it didn't last very long.
I think it's a fabulous idea. Yeah. Because people really do take their dogs out in the countryside. I mean, they do get dirty. I mean, my sister's dog, Jem, she loves to be in that lake thing near her house.
And then roll in the mud after.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you've got a little bit more clean-up to do. In Vegas, at least in Vegas, they dry in 2 minutes, you know. So it takes a little bit of the work out of them. So let's talk about, what time are we on here? No, we won't take a break just yet. Tell everybody what you do. It's funny because I think a lot of people think if you dance for a living that once you stop dancing, it's the end of it. But there's so many different ways you can go in the dance industry. So tell everybody, well, first of all, tell everybody your Facebook page and what you're doing.
Oh,
with your
Sheffield
Facebook.
Performing Arts. So I have a performing arts school along with my partner Becky, and we do musical theatre. So we sing, we dance, we act, and we do lots and lots of performing.
What age groups are you teaching?
3 to 16.
Oh, okay.
So right through yeah. I mean, you could stay longer than 16, but we
Right.
just don't happen to have any, because then, they all seem to
Here's
move along.
I think at that age as well, I think you often are very, you've decided even before that, if you want to really, I think the advantage what you've got is, well, for the students have, is the fact that you have done it professionally.
Yeah.
And I think that's really invaluable information and experience to go into the dance world. We were watching Abby Miller's Dance Moms, which we love, and it's funny because some people get a little bit outraged about how she teaches, but that's just how our classes were.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we were prepared to go out into the dance world.
The thing is, you are spoken to like that by choreographers,
Yes,
by
you are.
producers, by directors. I'm not saying it's right, but that's how
how it is.
And
yeah.
if you aren't brought up that way and you can't take it, then
handle
you're
it.
not going to last very long.
And there's tons of rejection. I mean, you could go to an audition and go to London and walk in and they go, oh, we're only looking for blondes. But they didn't put it on their audition
Yeah.
piece. And you're a brunette.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're leaving, So I think it's very valuable to be able to learn from someone who's already been in the industry and know exactly
I have to
what
say
it's
it's very
coming
different
to.
now. That it is very different. Times have changed.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's not as easy now as it was back then.
Yeah.
But hey.
Well,
there
I
you
think.
go.
Well, I think we were talking about Nureyev, being impressed, decades ago. He can do X amount of pirouettes, blah blah blah, and now they're doing. What was the little girl doing on
52?
52. So that just shows you how it's
54.
improved. Techniques have improved. I think fitness has played a big part in it. How how your body works. I mean, just think it's really developed. I mean, you really are athletes. When you dance, you really are an athlete. But yeah, the standard of dance is quite amazing. So how many students have you got right now?
We've got just under 100.
Wow.
And a waiting list. The only reason we have restricted it to 100 is because of time restraints and location.
Yeah.
But we'll,
It's grown then, hasn't it? A
Yeah.
lot. Well, listen, let's take a quick break because when we come back, we're going to talk about being in the entertainment industry and working with animals, which we've had a couple of experiences of those. So we're going to be right back after a few words from our sponsors, and you're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection exclusively at PetSmart. I created it for the pets that rock your world.
Shop the Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection and celebrate PetSmart's 25th anniversary with up to 25% off thousands of items on the PetSmart site. Plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com. That's PetSmartDeal.com. PetSmartDeal.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa Smith-Putnam, the host of the new and exciting show, Your Pets, My Dogs, here on Pet Life Radio. Your Pets, My Dogs will feature celebrity interviews, we'll talk to everyday pet owners, and more. Listen, I am here to entertain you each and every week, right here on Pet Life Radio. Again, that's Your Pets, My Dogs. I'm your host, Lisa Smith-Putnam. Your Pets, My Dogs. Your Pets, My Dogs.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Now, let's return to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Here again, your host, the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
And we're right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs, and my fabulous friend and guest, Cops, all the way from Sheffield, England. And actually, one thing before I get started on animals in the entertainment industry. The review and the giveaway of the Tall Tales Pocket Cape, you can actually purchase their product straight from talltales.com. I'm convinced it's talltales.com.
It didn't sound convincing.
I started to question myself.
Sound convincing. It was,
I will double check that. But the giveaway itself, where you have to enter, is you have to go to the rockandrolldog.com and then click on the enter link. So I'll check that on the break. And
I like the sound of that towel.
You like the
I like the sound of that towel. I do. Is it white though?
It's cream.
Ah.
So
because kind of for a black dog, you kind of want a black towel. Because it doesn't stay cream for very long.
No, it doesn't. That's true.
With a rainy, muddy dog,
but
it doesn't stay cream.
I'm that mad person that's got a cream leather couch with dogs, which is ridiculous. But I liked it.
Yeah.
I like how
and in leather, it can wipe clean.
You know, I do. Yes, I used to have a fabric sofa. The vacuuming of that, horrible. Who needs that extra work? I'm all about convenience. So yeah, the towel works beautifully for that. So as we said earlier, my friend Cops and I have been friends for a very, very, very long time, all through dance and travelling, and I say we've had stories that some we cannot share, some we will definitely,
some we've tried to forget,
some tried to forget, and some that people think we made up. If you were saying yesterday, I tell people stories who kind of don't relate to what we've done, and I think, am I lying? Am I making it up?
Making it up as I go along.
They're so
far-fetched.
Out there, some of the situations you find yourself in, you know. So we talked about her stage school, and that's the Sheffield Performing Arts.
Yep.
What's the Facebook page again?
Sheffield Performing Arts.
And we are going to get her a website going before she goes back to England. So we'll have that ready before she leaves. In fact, you're not going back to England. You're going back to...
I'm going back to Toronto and then New York.
Then New York. So
yeah, just doing a little mini tour.
She just dropped a child off in Toronto. See ya, I'm off to Vegas.
See ya, I'm off to Vegas. No children allowed. Have a good week.
I think she wanted to come though, didn't she?
She did. But when she heard about how many shows I was going to see, she was like, I want to come. No.
Because her daughter Leah, she's a dancer, she sings, she acts, she's been in movies, she's voiceover work, lots of really fabulous things. So yeah, she would have enjoyed the shows. Although I don't think she'd be old enough to go into them.
No, a lot of them she probably wouldn't.
She just doesn't, you know, we're not really that family friendly here, really, in all honesty. So
you're probably more dog friendly than family friendly.
Oh yeah, way more dog friendly than family friendly. So we were saying yesterday, what, have we worked with animals before? And we went back to a time where we did pantomime and we did Cinderella. And, of course, Cinderella has a lovely
coach.
What was that coach made of?
It was glass.
Was that glass? I thought
it was a glass and silver, crystal-y...
It was really...
diamond-y, shiny...
gorgeous.
Coach thing.
I mean,
beautiful.
Gorgeous. And a pony.
And Shetland ponies to pull the little tiny miniature Shetland ponies that pulled the coach.
And I think I think you're seeing less and less animals in those kind of. Well, certainly in England you are, because the circuses don't have animals in them now,
no.
Which we're trying to get the United States to go in that same direction as well. It's just we all know that they're not treated very nicely, but the ponies weren't hanging around at the Crucible Theatre.
They literally came in like probably 10 minutes before their scene. They did their little trip across, pulling the coach. Quite often pooed on stage.
They did poo on stage,
and then off they went home again, out the back, and off they went, and that was it for the rest of the day. And then they came back the next day. So I don't think it was necessarily. They were confined.
No, it was on,
off, done.
And go back home, So and I think that's the way that they need to do it. I mean, a lot of these shows, like the tiger shows and stuff, they'll bring their animals in daily, but then they are in cages or like special areas backstage for quite some time before the show starts, and and then obviously they then got to be brought back out, transported back. I mean, that's it. It's like travelling, which is exhausting as it is anyway. No one would choose to do that, but it's not a life. You know what I mean? And it's not like,
I think the ponies go back and are in like a stables and field and everything in the day, and they literally come.
Yeah, and I think that's
a different thing.
There's a big difference, So.
But saying that, I just did Cinderella the year before last. Well, not me personally. Leah was in it, and we didn't have live ponies. We had a absolutely stunning, magical flying pony that pulled the coach and went into the audience, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And I was kind of a bit disappointed at the beginning, thinking, but it was actually nicer. Yeah, it was nicer, and the kids were absolutely enchanted by this white magical. It was almost a unicorn, I suppose. It had wings.
Oh, well,
do unicorns
Pegasus.
have wings? Pegasus, that's the one, yeah. And it was stunning.
Find a picture, because I want
you know
to see
what?
that.
There are ways around not having live animals, and it did work better.
I mean, I worked, when I lived in Spain, I worked in a very famous musical over there called El Diluvio que Viene, and it's about Noah's Ark. And there's a scene where we've built the Ark, and I mean, we literally built the Ark. It was a very dangerous show. Broke my foot on that show. I actually ran sideways into the Ark, dressed as a monkey. Monkeys follow me around, but I have a big monkey head on, like a big carnival head. But at the end of it, there's the priest and all the people that have been on the Ark, and they're on the Ark having this dinner and saying we're thankful that we're safe and blah blah blah. And then a dove flies in with what did we say it was? Oh, olive.
Yeah, olive branch.
Bit of an olive branch, which, to signify there's land, there's hope, we're going to be okay. But the doves never made it to their mark. They just used to fly around the theatre.
Yeah. Pooing on people's heads.
More often than not, they never worked.
Yeah.
They just... Are they mechanical doves?
Well, yeah, because I just did the Full Monty, the tour last year, and not me personally in it, I looked after the children that were in the show, and they wanted to have live pigeons at the beginning of the show where they open up the warehouse, but the handler was going to be far too expensive. We're going to charge more than any of the cast were going to get. For 2 pigeons that were going to be on stage for 30 seconds, they changed their mind, and they had fake pigeons that were on a fishing line, and it actually looked amazing.
That's what we should have had, fake doves, because
because then they always go where you need them to go. They can only follow the line.
It's fail-safe, I tell you. We would sit there and go, I wonder if they'll land on the chair, because the priest would be stood in front of a chair. Would it land on that chair? Never land. Or fly around the theatre. Oh my gosh! So yeah, completely unnecessary. And who knows what they paid for the handler for that travelled with
and
us.
I'm just trying to think. I think in one of the shows I did, there was a magician that had rabbits.
Oh, I don't like that either.
And you know what? They were kept in very, very tiny.
Yeah, I don't like that. And
conditions.
often what they do is they don't feed them all day, and they use food as the incentive to get them to do things during the show, and I don't like that. That's just cruel. I don't like it. And
because I was squashed down into a tiny little compartment before they're
terrible.
Brought out.
And think about it. Same with the birds too. And think about it. It's Easter right now, and what people want to do is buy bunnies right now. It's the same nightmare. They think they're a toy. They think it's a little gift, but it's not. So if you're thinking of buying a bunny for your child or a chicken, buy a toy.
Can't imagine you could really. Can you have a bunny in Vegas? Isn't it too hot?
Well,
unless you kept it inside.
You'd have to keep it
Can't
inside.
Keep them outside.
And I would think if you kept it outside, then
there's no
cruel.
grass. There's no grass for
not at my house. It's all plastic.
To nibble on.
It couldn't nibble on anything.
Yeah, see, England's quite good for rabbits. A lot of people have them.
Yeah,
because you've got the grass outside. It's cooler. Yeah, but I don't think you could do it here.
And then what happens here is they dump them when they're the fun of them's Easter's passed by and it's not fun anymore. And they dump them at the shelter, or they just release them. Right. So now you've got another problem. So they either die, or then they breed, So the best thing to do is buy chocolate for your children.
Chocolate, a little chocolate bunny.
Yeah, chocolate bunny. And those horrible marshmallow peeps. They're horrible. They look like little chicks. No. And they're gross. I don't know. I don't get them.
You won't be getting sponsorship from them. Let me just say that. That wasn't a good advert. I don't think you're going to be their friend.
Whatever they're coated in is horrible. I don't know. It's just not my thing. But it's funny because I think, if you grew up with those, you probably think they're the best things since sliced bread. And they're probably the same for English things for us, where, I love a pork pie.
No, I don't. I'm vegetarian. I do not eat pork pie. See, I take the animal-loving level to the next level.
That's what I'm thinking of doing.
Yes.
I'm thinking of going vegan.
To the next level,
So I think I'm going to try and go vegan, I think.
Vegan is very hard, I will tell you that.
I have a lot of vegan friends.
I'm practically vegan, but I'm not, so you can't say you are, because...
I've got a lot of vegan friends, which obviously I'll be asking them for a lot of help, like substitutes and stuff like that. Because
it's possible, but it's hard.
Even they say
especially when you have to eat out and if you're traveling and stuff.
It gets really, really difficult. Yeah. But so it's funny many people probably look at the things that we like from England and go, ugh, but you've had them since you were kids, and you're just like, oh, like you and your Weetabix. I mean,
Weetabix, they were nice.
Yeah, they're good.
That's funny that I took them to Vegas to buy Weetabix.
Weetabix and bought English Weetabix, like you do.
They were good.
So I work with doves. We've worked with ponies.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was a snake or two along the way too. I think one of the girls somewhere had a snake. Well, sounds a bit dodgy, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't that kind of show.
Well, when we worked in, because we worked for the same agent, but when we worked in like Hong Kong or whatever, you often worked with other acts too, and we did have some.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Not in our show, but I think in the
part of the variety thing.
The variety show. That's where I think the magicians were as well.
Yeah, but
yeah, and I'm sure there was the white dove thing. So hard to remember. It was a long time ago.
Yes, and some things we are trying to forget.
Yeah.
We were laughing the other day because we used to live in a place in Hong Kong called Chungking Mansions, which
makes it sound quite glamorous. It certainly was not.
It's probably the last place anyone should stay, in all honesty. But it's typically a hostel. It's all right for like a night or two, but no, we'd stay there permanently. And I tell you, so every kind of person, you could shop in there, even though you lived there. You could shop in there, you could eat in there. Smell of cooking rice always came through your air vents in the morning, you know. But we had. Isn't Hong Kong exciting? Though?
Hong Kong's amazing.
Oh, it's
amazing.
Like Christmas every single day.
Yeah. How much shopping can you do in Hong Kong?
How much shopping? You
just have to go with empty suitcases
and fill them up.
And then just take them back.
I used to buy Reeboks for $5 a pair.
No, that was in Korea.
Oh, that's right. Korea was $5 a pair, and then you didn't care what size they were. You shipped them back and you sold them. It's just a hope that somebody fit them and would buy them. But so now we're talking about animals in entertainment and stuff. Something's happening in Vegas right now that a lot of us are not very thrilled about, and that is they want to bring in horse and carriages.
Ooh, that's not good. In this heat?
Thank you. I mean, it's not hard to figure this out. This is not the environment. Downtown is very busy. Downtown has a lot of people who are drunk as well. There are vehicles. It's too hot.
Yeah.
I don't know where they would take a horse to get a break, because typically they don't give them breaks. Right. And just this week, and I've forgotten which city it was, but they had a runaway horse and carriage with people on it and kids, and they had to jump out of the carriage. I mean, in the middle of traffic, it's just running down streets, this horse. It ends up on its back. I mean, it's just bad all round for anyone involved in them. And I know people think it's romantic and stuff, but if you actually knew, it's a little bit like the circus situation. If you really knew how the animals would track, you wouldn't go. You wouldn't support it. And I think you need to fully understand. So we're very upset about this, because this is actually going to move forward in Vegas. So I know the animal community is going to really speak up about this, because it's unnecessary. Doesn't enhance life. It doesn't sustain life for anyone.
I mean, the thing is, I've only been here a couple of days, but just from my first impressions, you can't even get down the strip in a car.
Oh,
it takes forever.
Took us forever to go a block.
So how on earth is a horse and carriage gonna
noise? You've got flashing lights.
Well, how is it going to even get anywhere? Surely you're going to just be standing still.
That's it. Standing still in the heat. The ground is hot. We don't walk our dogs in summer. We have to put shoes on them, because otherwise they burn their feet. Dehydrated. You've seen the flashing lights on the strip. How scary is that? Noise, people beeping music, people screaming, people hanging out top of limousines screaming with their beer.
Driving with no hands, because we saw that too, not yesterday, day before. Yeah. The driver was filming with his iPhone out of the top of his convertible with two hands.
And not his hands on the wheel driving down the strip, I mean...
It was like, okay.
All right. Yeah. You know what? Whether you know about animal welfare or not, common sense tells you it's too hot. Would you pull a cart or a carriage? You wouldn't. Did we have rickshaws?
Rickshaws. See, they're good, because the people are doing it of their own accord.
I think we had them, and that didn't work, because it was like, hello, this is a hard job, because it's too hot. So I just think it's a terrible, terrible decision. I think our mayor, she voted it down. I think Tarkanian, I think she voted. Only 3 of them voted it down, the councilman, and everybody else has said yeah. So we'll have to get to the bottom of it, and and we'll speak up for the animals, like we always do. But sometimes you're just like, can we just have a break in Vegas and just like no one else treat an animal badly for just a minute, if you don't mind, and then another.
I don't think that's just not confined to Vegas. That is worldwide.
It makes,
and you know what? Here, compared to what goes on in a lot of the world,
I know what you mean.
Some stuff you can't even read about or
you can't,
because it just makes you sick.
It does. It makes you really, really sick. Some of the stuff that's happening to animals. And you know what? I don't think you should make money off the back of animals like that and at the expense of their wellness. You just shouldn't. I mean, we could go on and on and on. So that's our latest thing that's going on. Now you. Many years ago, Cops' family used to have a pet store, and brother Stephen now still, even though stores closed down, has now got a family pet supply delivery business. Yeah. So, how do people like that? Do they love
it? Good, yeah, absolutely. Because you can just, it's only small. He doesn't have a website. People just ring him up, and just tell him what they want, and he delivers it usually within an hour or two.
That's
so amazing. You can have your huge sacks of dog food. He has all the very good quality dog food at very low prices delivered to your door. So especially for weak people like me, they can't necessarily carry those big sacks of dog food, or you're not necessarily got, not everybody's got a car. A lot of older people as clients, so he delivers them and he takes them in. It takes it into their house. He puts it wherever they need it to be. It's a very personalised service,
Stephen,
and a lot of people.
Stephen, if you're listening, we need to get your website too. Simple as that.
And a lot of people used to come into the shop, so they've been with them for a long time, and they just carry on.
I think people are really looking.
And he lets their dogs out and does all that kind of stuff at the same time. If needs be.
Isn't that fantastic? And that is called personal service, and I think people really, really like that. But like you say, it's really convenient.
Yeah.
And if the prices are good too.
Yeah, and prices are great. Cheaper than you would get anywhere else.
Oh,
because he literally puts a tiny little bit of profit on, and it's free delivery.
Oh my gosh, we need a website. Because I think more people, unless it doesn't want any more stores, I mean, it might be just busy enough as it is. But I think people really like that.
Yeah, it does a lot of bird food as well, because there's a lot of bird lovers in England. We have a lot of really nice.
What's the most popular bird that people like to own?
No, they don't own them. No, this is wild birds.
Just they're
wild birds,
birds.
Yeah, in their gardens.
Oh, how nice.
So they put the seed out and the nuts and the yeah.
Isn't that nice? Oh, yeah. I bet they go rambling, those people.
Rambling. Go bird watching in the woods.
Talking of rambling, and I mentioned earlier.
Rambling, which you're very good at.
I mentioned a word called beveling.
Oh.
Do you want to tell people what beveling means? It's got nothing to do with animals.
Well, I'm sure everybody in Vegas has seen a bevel.
Yeah.
At some point
in their life.
Even if they don't know what it is. But it's the traditional showgirl pose where your foot is just placed on the ball of the foot to the side of the one you're standing on.
And it looks very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
A ladylike.
And yeah, even though, it's been a long time since I was a showgirl. Still,
she can bevel.
Quite often I find myself beveling.
Especially on photographs.
On photos, it's just natural. You just can't help yourself.
I think most of them are going to be beveling this week. But the interesting thing about beveling is it looks like you just stand there looking pretty, but actually it works your legs. Because you've got to put your legs together.
Well, yesterday I was kind of like, oh, come on. Hurry up, this is kind of hurting.
Can you work? Well, listen, let's take our last break, listen to the rest of our lovely sponsors, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Hey, Sam, your host, the Queen of Rock and Roll Dogs. We'll be right back.
The new Dyson Animal Vacs are powerful bagless upright vacuums for homes with pets. Air muscle and radio root cyclone technology generates the strongest suction power to powerfully remove dust, dirt, and pet hair from the home or car. To order your Dyson Animal Vac, go to DysonDeals.com. DysonDeals.com to order your Dyson Animal Vac today.
Dyson, music to your ears.
Hi, this is Tim Link, animal communicator and pet expert and host of Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Have you ever wanted to know what your pet is really thinking? Do you want to find out if they truly understand what you're trying to tell them? Ever wish you could build a better understanding and closer relationship with your pet? Well, now you can. Learning to communicate with animals is a 4-part on-demand workshop. In the workshop, you'll learn the essential techniques that are necessary to communicate with animals, including what is animal communication, breathing correctly to achieve the perfect state to communicate with your animals at a deeper level, using guided meditation exercises and method to communicate with animals, and how to send and receive information from your animals. So if you're wanting to learn how to communicate and connect with your animals at a deeper level, visit PetLifeRadio.com/workshop and purchase and download Learning to Communicate with Animals. You'll be glad you did.
Hi everybody, I'm Megan Blake here with my sidekick Super Smiley, the giant mutt and spokes dog for throwaways. You're listening to Pet Life Radio, and I'd like to tell you about our brand new show, A Super Smiley Adventure. Our show explores adventures with animals. They can be traveling, out in the world trips, or inner journeys where our animals lead us to inspiration and self-discovery, or just plain fun adventures. Join us here on Pet Life Radio on A Super Smiley Adventure. Good boy.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
This is Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio.
The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. Now let's bring back the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Okay, and we're back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs, with my friend from England, Cops.
Hi.
She loves animals. She loves to dance. And I think she's enjoying Vegas.
Love it.
She's enjoying She's enjoying the sunshine. Hey, I did check that website. The website address for the actual, to purchase the product, the Tall Tales Pocket Cape, is talltailsdog.com. But the actual entry, you're going to go over to the rockandrolldog.com. So that's correct.
Yeah.
So we actually do have a funny story. We only have a few minutes left, but remember the story? We were working in Cyprus and we were snapping and sleeping on the patio, on the balcony, and someone threw from the other apartments across the way from us onto our balcony
That was actually a pretty good throw. That was a long way.
It was a long way. And we were asleep, and it was a camera film
pot that you don't get anymore because everything's digital, but the little plastic pot with the grey lid that your film used to come in.
Oh, so that landed. We were napping and sunbathing. It landed on the thing on the balcony. I pulled the lid open and a big grasshopper smacked me in the face. Oh, we've had some experiences with animals. I've been attacked.
Well, yesterday, the moth.
Yes,
there was a giant moth.
It was massive.
I was very brave.
I couldn't do it. But Cops
put it outside.
It looked like a tiger moth. It was horrible.
It was huge.
Absolutely huge.
Its body was as big as a
yeah,
I don't know.
Makes you quiver. Oh, we're down to 5 minutes, so let's tell you about a couple of events that are going on this month. AnythingToYouDelivery.com. The whole month of April, they're going to be donating $1 from every delivery that they make, and they've had a busy month. So make sure you mention the Las Vegas Hot Diggity Ducks and Club and Rescue, because that's where the money's going to go to. And delivery starts at $10. It's really reasonable. So whether you're in a hotel on the Strip or you're stuck at home and you need to buy, I don't know, you need some diapers, but no one wants to go out and get them because you're just home by yourself, they will deliver you anything, food, you name it. It's a great service, and that's at anythingtoyouDelivery.com. Gilcrease Nature Sanctuary today has an adoption event from 11 to 3 p.m. And if you don't know about about Gilcrease, they also have the orchards over there, and you can pick your fruit and veg. They tell you what day you can come and what's available to pick, and they also have their own homemade ciders. So it's a nice adoption event going on there. There are lots and lots of adoption events that happen all week, and you can go to the LasVegasPetScene.com, lvpetscene.com. Click on the calendar and they'll tell you every event that's going on. The weather's perfect, so there are lots of outdoor adoption events. My rescue of the week actually is in Sheffield, England, and that's at thornburyanimalsanctuary.org.uk, and they rescue all kinds of animals, and those that can't be adopted out stay and live the rest of their lives at the sanctuary, and that is what I call a real sanctuary. And Cops told me about that one. I was unfamiliar with that one. Our sponsors, of course, big thank you to all our lovely sponsors that make the show happen every single week, and thank you to Mike Fox for making the show work this morning, because Chris is not feeling well. So I don't think he's listening in, because I don't think he's feeling well. But I hope Chris feels better soon. He's probably like the last thing I want to listen to when I don't feel very well. My guest next week, and she's going to be doing a call-in, is Carol Bryant of a Fidos of Reality blog, and she is a huge, massive part of Blog Pause, the Pet Bloggers Conference that's coming to Las Vegas next month. And it's going to be very interesting if you blog, whether it's about animals or not. This is a conference you need to go to. So what we like to say at the end of the show, and to wrap it up nicely, is remember, you can help a pet in need, either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or share their information on social media. Rescue your next family member, replace the word shop with adopt, and always be kind to all animals, including horses and carriages. So I say big thank you to Cops for coming in.
Thank you. It's been a massive pleasure.
It's been very special for me, you know, because I don't get that many visitors that come to Vegas, so this is really nice for me. Big thank you to Mike again for making the show happen today. A big thank you to our listeners, because without you, this would all be ridiculous. I've been talking to myself. Today you've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it's all about pets, people and pop culture. I am your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. And always remember, kiss your pets good morning and good night. So we're actually going to take a little trip out to Red Rock. Let's see what animals can attack us when we go there. Desert tortoise.
Is there anything likely to be attacking me? Do I need to be worried?
I think we can run fast enough to get away from it. It is gorgeous, yeah. You'll love it. Even if you do get attacked by a tortoise.
Tortoises don't usually attack, do they?
No. Chipmunks.
Oh, I like chipmunks.
Yeah.
I like chipmunks.
So thanks for listening in. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.